Brian Shaw has announced his next super match, and I really like the opponent that he has chosen for himself. But before we discuss that, let's briefly talk about the last video that we made about Brian Shaw. So there was a point where we discussed Brian's hit list for the next upcoming years, and he assigned years in front of the names. So 2026, some names were in front of that number, 2027 and 2028 was Levan Saginashvili. And I saw on Reddit that people were saying that this is a completely delusional list. I agree that this is completely unrealistic. I even said that in my video. But I forgot to clarify one point, that this list is for the rankings. It's not for the individuals. So when it says that Vitaly Laletin by 2026, if Vitaly wins his next super matches and his ranking is, let's say, 5 now, then he would be transferred to the 2027 list and not the 2026 one. So I just felt that I needed to make this point absolutely clear. This time there will be the strongest arm on earth competition at the Shaw Classic Expo. It will happen on Friday, August the 15th. It will be a tournament followed by 3 super matches. 5 men's and 3 women's categories for the tournament, both right and left arm, but 24 entries max per weight category. The entries or the registrations for the event will start on April 4th, and that's the exact same date when you can buy the tickets online from the shawclassic.com website. So the first match will be a right arm super match between Eddie Hall. So the Beast is making a comeback and he will be going up against Robert Oberst, another strongman turned into an arm wrestler. I'm not sure if he's already full-time into arm wrestling, but he's arm wrestling once a week, practicing once a week as per Brian Shaw. And if you type Robert Oberst arm wrestling on YouTube, you can see him arm wrestling against Michael Todd, arm wrestling and beating John Jones, him on Joe Rogan podcast, and he was arm wrestling back in 2016 as well, just for fun. And if we talk about Eddie Hall, his first match against Brian Shaw was amazing. Now he's focusing on a fight, MMA fight against Marius. But after that, as per Brian Shaw, he will also be fully committing to arm wrestling. If true, this will be a very good news for the arm wrestling community. The next match will be between Sarah Backman and Gabriela Vasconcelos, and it will happen on the left arm. So Gabby is currently the left arm East versus West super heavyweight champion. Of course, this match won't be for that title, but if Sarah somehow manages to beat Gabby, like, would anyone really consider Gabby the East versus West champion afterwards? I don't think so. And then the big super match announcement that we all were waiting for. Brian Shaw versus Brandon Allen, the Filthy Par. I think it's an amazing super match choice. We have seen Brandon Allen defeat Larry Wheels at King of the Table. It was a great match, and Brian has already practiced with Brandon about 5-6 months ago, so he knows what to expect from him. That part of the footage when these two were arm wrestling on the right arm was carefully removed from the video, so we did not get to see what happened there, who the stronger guy was. Maybe they already knew that they're going to have a super match next, that's why they didn't release that footage. But sometime after that, when I was saying that maybe Auden Larrett will beat Brian Shaw in a super match, Brandon Allen was very quick to message me and tell me that, bro, trust me, Auden is not going to defeat Brian Shaw. He's really strong. So maybe he really felt that power, and maybe he's not really that confident going into the match. Brandon has a very good King's move. We have seen that against Larry, but a tall, hand-dominant top roller, which Brian can soon become, can be a big problem for Brandon Allen. I think stylistically, this match suits really well for Brian Shaw, and if he's able to defeat Brandon, then maybe he doesn't even need to arm wrestle Larry Wheels. But if he couldn't defeat Brandon, then I think Larry versus Brian Shaw could be the next logical super match. What are your thoughts about this? Please mention in the comments, like the video, and I'll see you again.